Create podcast featuring Shep TheGuider. Let's roll it. Man, it's hot today.
It's hot.
It's pretty damn hot.
It's hot as fuck.
I don't know. It's Wednesday, May 25th, and it's hot as hell. You came from the East Palo Alto area.
Palo Alto
area. Beautiful area.
Yeah.
Ran across your music, Shep, so I'm glad you stopped in with us, man.
Yeah, I've been watching the podcast, a couple of your clips and stuff like that, so I like what you guys are doing.
Thank you, bro. Thank you so much. It is a great platform for artists like yourself, you know what I'm saying, who have great music.
Definitely.
Working on more, like traction and stuff like that, gaining new audiences and stuff like that.
Right.
I like your sound, bro. It's different than normally what you hear from a lot of Bay Area artists right now. And not so much. I mean, Bay Area creates great music.
Right. No, it's everywhere. I mean, like I said, too, everything just sounds different. You know, like I said, too, I just want to give it like another breath of fresh air. And even too, like I said, when Mac Dre first started, I mean, everybody was like, what is this? You know what I'm saying? And it took time to grow. I just want to try to make something that in the future you have to catch on to, not something where it's like you can only hold on to it for 5 minutes. Yeah.
So I kind of get like a vibe of kind of like where you're from and kind of what you gravitate toward. The music kind of reflects that. I think there's a song in there. What was it called? Was it Guidance or Gravity?
Guidance?
It was Guidance.
Yeah.
It was Guidance. Hold on, let me step down. And I noticed you make beats too, right?
Yeah, I produce.
Guidance, that was it. Yeah. I like that song a lot. How did that process come about and all that?
Well, it started with I was just sitting at home and just kind of making tons of songs. It kind of came out of a writer's block kind of moment. And then after that, I was like, well, fuck it. Like, why don't I start like really, I mean, I've always produced, but actually putting my hands on like engineering the projects and stuff like that. So I kind of wanted to get into that kind of space where, like, letting people know, like, not only can I, I'm not just an artist, you know what I'm saying? I'm an asset when I step into the room. I know how to do this, that, and do it all pretty much.
Ryan Leslie, right?
You know what I'm saying?
Ryan Leslie?
No, who's Ryan Leslie?
You don't know who Ryan Leslie
Who's Ryan Leslie?
is? Ryan Leslie's from Stockton, but he's his story's like incredible, man. Like,
really?
He was actually recognized by Kanye West, and Kanye West had kind of called him the next Kanye.
Really?
He's from Stockton. He makes his own. He's on the keyboard. He does all the beats. Does all the engineering. He sings and he raps. Ryan Leslie was literally going to be freaking huge, and then for some reason he just he just fell off, and he admitted to him falling off. And I think it was some kind of like he didn't like the record deal he had, so he went like. Like where you could have been big, but you do it a different way. So I think he did it in the form of that. But if you don't know who Ryan Leslie is, man, you should look him up.
Oh,
because you kind of remind me of him like heavily, and I think once you get more out there, that people are gonna throw that your way.
No, definitely gonna tap in. And like you said too, he's from the Bay Area. I didn't even know that. You know what I'm saying?
Kanye West like protege, man.
There's so many slept on people and so many talented, gifted people that, and also I'm young, so like a lot of people that that I'm trying to catch up to and trying to catch on to.
How old are you?
Only 22. I turned 23 in July.
This music thing is so weird because like it's like the older you get, the more you suck. And I'm just being completely, because most things in life you get better at, like basketball and just everything, education, science, you get better at with age. But for some reason, I don't know why, but music gets suckier with age.
I mean, I guess this is one of those things where it's like people are always trying to like try the same things, or they're trying to catch on to, trying to follow like a trend or something like that. So I mean, I think if you're just like, if you're organic and you don't let somebody put you in a box, I think you can kind of make anything, possible, really.
Absolutely. And it's hard to be organic, though, right? It's
yeah. Some people don't have no soul. That's what I call it. Some people don't have. Either you have it or you don't.
Some people are soulless, though. Trend chasers do seem to be a little soulless because they're just following shit. And when I was an artist way back in the day, there was a guy that I knew that he would literally just tell me what's happening, and then he was going to gravitate his music toward that. I'm like, you're just always playing catch up, though. I don't know.
Yeah.
If the industry necessarily goes for that. I mean, they did put Designer out there,
Right, right.
after Future, which
You-
is like,
you know, and it-
normally doesn't happen, but
And I think it's just one of those things where you said too, like I think it's like trying to play catch up, but I just think it's like one of those things where it's like you can't also too, like what's going on in the movement right now with music. It's like there's new shit every single
all the
second.
time.
So you can't hate on somebody's shit. I'd be like,
Yeah.
there's some Bay Area shit, there's some other shit from the East Coast
Yeah.
and different places and stuff like that. Like I'm not gonna hate on all the auto tuned out people that are making music, like the
'Cause
SoundCloud
you
rappers.
like some of it, right?
I like some of that. You know what I'm saying? Not all my songs have that, but I like
One
some
of
of
your
that.
songs have that.
Yeah, you know what I'm
right?
saying?
It
Where
has
I'm
that trancey vibe.
Yeah.
Extension, maybe, like, I don't know. But
if I need a little bit of it, just sprinkle a little bit on. But like I said too, I'm not gonna hate on it or somebody's stuff that's out there. I'm gonna say it's just not for me.
But isn't that the whole point about music is to hybrid different shit?
Yeah,
put it together
because that's what
and
because without Kanye, there's no Kid Cudi. Without Cudi, there's no Travis Scott.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And the list goes on and on and on. Without Pharrell, there's no Tyler.
Yeah, I mean,
So-
I've seen, 'cause from my era, I've seen all, because there was only that many artists. Like, maybe it was one album a month.
Right.
Not even that. Like, maybe sometimes one good album a year.
Right.
Or maybe 3 or 4.
Mm-hmm.
But it was more spaced out. Now they're dropping, like you said, consecutively.
Right.
More and more and more. And then they're adopting each other's styles, which is making a new style. And that kid likes that style. Then it makes
Mm-hmm.
a new style. Do you get anxiety from all the new music coming out?
I mean,
'Cause I do.
I mean,
it's hard to keep up.
It's a lot of stuff. I mean, I don't think I get anxiety from it. I think for me, I try not to focus on it too much, but I just think I just gotta just worry about myself. I can't be looking at, oh, this person's dropping today, and okay, everybody's dropping on Friday. Okay, I need to hurry up and drop. It's never like that for me. It's like I'm more like, if it feels good to me and it feels right, I'm gonna put it out there. Because I said my first 3 projects, I dropped those like 2 months in between, like just back to back to back to back. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm just constantly in the lab, just working on something new every time. And
Yeah.
if people like it, and if they don't like
You
it.
mean projects like tracks, like 12-track EP, stuff like that?
Well, my last project's been about I think Dog Days was the first project I put out. That was about last year, I
How many
think.
tracks?
I think I had about 6, and the next
Okay.
project I had about 8.
So I noticed that too, and I predicted back in the day that, because like in my era, songs were like 4 or 5 minutes, and I
Right.
said, songs gonna get down to like 1-2 minutes.
Yeah.
Because of people's attention span and,
Right.
and whatnot. And then I noticed like album lengths would get shorter. So instead
Mm-hmm.
of 15 albums, it get down to 5 and 6. But a lot of it's just singles.
Right.
You notice that too?
Because now, like it's funny you said that, because now I was talking to my friend about this. I said, they don't make albums
They
anymore.
don't make albums anymore.
Everybody wants a single, but I feel like how can you grow though?
The big artists make albums.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Of course, now, like you said, like when you're starting out, of course, keep putting your music out there, putting it
But
out
it's
there.
hard to do albums when you're starting out, though, isn't it?
You know what I'm saying? I think because like sometimes like you said too, whether it's getting in the studio, having access to it and stuff like that, or coming up with full bodies of work and ideas. You know what I'm saying? I like albums because it kind of lets me know what I was feeling like at that time.
Mm-hmm.
Because my homies be like, oh, I liked it when you made that shit back then. Well, you made on Dog Days. I can't make Dog Days again because I made that 3 projects ago,
Yeah.
and now I'm on my 4th project. So
Yeah.
I can't do that again.
Yeah, well, you're in a different mental space.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
And I realized that too, because when I was an artist, there was my rock and roll phase. Like I was in a band,
Yeah.
and then there was like artists, and there were 2 different genres, and I didn't feel like. I mean, I don't know. I kind of did hip hop songs during that era, but
Right.
I was really kind of trying to learn rock and all these bands I never even heard of before.
Oh, yeah.
You know, and getting enthralled in that world. What music you listen to other than?
Dude, I listen to everything.
Yeah.
Like I listen to rock and roll. 'Cause I started off listening to well, it starts with gospel because my grandma was always on the piano with piano at home, so she was always playing tunes and stuff like that. And we go to the churches, and I love hearing the choirs play. And then when I was a kid, I would go to symphonies and stuff like that. And I
What church
loved.
did you go to?
I went to like it's called like Jerusalem's Baptist Church, something like that.
Where, in Palo Alto?
In Palo Alto, yeah, I would go there for a little bit as a kid, and I just enjoy. I didn't enjoy the church part of it. I just enjoyed the music, like the drums. I was always fascinated by the choirs and how when somebody sings, I can feel something. You know what I mean? I'm
What
like,
kind
damn.
of church was it, if you don't mind? Was it like a white church, black? Like,
It was a black church.
Okay.
Yeah. So it was like a lot of like good music was coming out, and my
what's the
grandma.
best music?
Yeah.
I came from a Korean church, and
Right.
it's very sterile. Like, and then, like, I went to my friend when I was 18. I went to his church in Oakland,
Mm-hmm.
And man, it was crazy. Like there was like a singer that was great, but then behind her was like a little singer that was just a little better than her.
Right.
And then there was another singer that was just better. And then they all kept raising.
Yeah.
And I'm like, this is like a show.
Yeah, everybody's dope in the church. You know what I'm
The
saying?
sound of God in a black church does sound really good though, because like the singers are powerful, but it just seems more powerful. I don't know, because everyone's into it.
Yeah,
and you know what I mean.
Yeah,
like,
everybody's feeling it. Everybody's feeling
it.
Yeah,
and I think that's part of it because they feel it.
Yeah, definitely.
A lot of people come from the church that are in music, which
definitely.
is kind of strange because some of them make dark music after they leave the church.
You know, no, I feel.
A clip, but isn't that true? Like,
yeah, no, it's
isn't
it's
that a
facts.
weird thing? Like when they're in the Grammys and you know some gangster rappers,
Yeah,
the fact that he started out in the church choir. And
always,
that's like strange.
You know, so I think that's where they kind of get that, where it just comes from something in here. You know what I'm saying? You let that all out. And at church, I feel like that's kind of one of those places where people are just letting all their emotions hang out.
It is a spirit factory.
You know what I'm saying? And music is very spiritual.
Very much so. Well, yeah, the vibrations it hits. It's. I don't know if you're into ghosts or spirits.
Oh yeah, I believe in spirits.
Yeah, I definitely feel ghosts and spirits vibrate at a certain frequency. That's why we can and cannot see them.
Right.
They come into fruition and not. It's because they're vibrating in the frequencies. But I definitely feel like they're attracted to like music and shit like that. And
Yeah.
I just had so many different weird experiences with like ghosts.
Same. I
got
got some.
any ghost experiences like?
Yeah.
Recently?
The house that I've lived in is crazy. My great grandmother, she moved in here when she moved to Palo Alto when she was 6 years old from Louisiana. And they've lived in the same house since like 19 like something crazy. And her grandfather built the house
In Palo Alto or Louisiana?
in Palo Alto. And we still live in that house till this day. And she still lives in the house.
The grandfather built the house?
So her mom lived in that house. My great grandma's mom lived in the house. Mom passed away.
Ooh.
My grandma took over the house.
Got you.
Her kids took over the house.
Ooh.
And her daughter, which is my grandma, passed away, and she had her last kind of like moments in the house, but I wasn't born yet. So I've always kind of wondered, like,
who was that feeling? You have a feeling of
like
grandma around you?
Like, it's like crazy because like I've been like, and we have like a little basement where I record my music. And,
oh my gosh, she's in there.
You know what I mean? So hold on. So I got the basement where I record my music, and there's been a couple times I was a kid, nobody's been home. And it's like a wood house, like a really old house, so you can hear people like walking, like the creaking and stuff like that. And once I heard somebody walking above me, and I was like, hold on, like nobody's here. I know nobody's here. So I went upstairs, ran upstairs, nobody was there. Or sometimes I may be tripping.
You're not tripping,
but
dude.
But I've heard
you heard the creak walking because it's a very distinct sound.
Yeah,
right?
you know when somebody's like
it's
in
walking
your
and it's creaking noise.
and you can feel when somebody's like in your presence. You know what I'm saying? And also too, like I have a piano, and sometimes I hear the like one. I be like, whoa, like hold on, like
they've been known to.
I'm not tripping. You know what I'm saying? Like there's like this is like it's real.
And you seem smart. You seem you know like I've had it too where weird things happen and you can't really explain it.
Can't explain it.
My friends, we were in Niles and we were playing with the Ouija board.
Oh, sus.
Man.
Sus.
Yeah, I'm not gonna tell the whole story, but it was like, is there a ghost there? And it would spell out, yeah, with 3 different people pushing it. And I'm like, how is this happening where it goes and spells out words with 3? Are you guys like faking it? Like,
right.
It's kind of weird. And then and we heard like some witch yelling in the hill, like,
whoa,
like every 15 minutes for an hour. And we're just like, let's get the hell out of here. This is in Niles where they have a lot of sightings. I'll tell you guys a crazy ghost story later, but yeah. Anyway, it's just I believe in ghosts. I mean,
I haven't seen any, but I believe in spirits because I think it's like one of those things too. Like you ever go somewhere and you're like, I don't like this vibe. The vibe's kind of
totally. Something told you that, right?
Yeah, you know what I mean.
Someone's looking at you.
Yeah, you
what's
know
up
what I'm
with this?
saying?
Someone looking at you. You turn around and they're looking at you.
Yeah, you
you
feel that.
And
you know what I mean?
Like right here, like you.
Yeah, and human beings, like we're like the most interesting creatures on this planet. You know what I mean? So it's like we kind of go off of energy and stuff like that, or even too like dogs. Dogs see certain shit we can't see
because of their eyes and their frequency.
Yeah,
and then you see them looking at it too, like they're looking at something.
Yeah, and
they're scared, like in the house. They're seeing something they don't understand.
It's crazy as fuck. Crazy.
I was just having a crazy question to ask you right before that too. I forgot it, but we're just on this great topic of ghosts. I don't know. I mean, I'm a big okay. So I'm a 40-year-old man, and I'm still scared at night sometimes. I ain't gonna lie.
I'm not fucking with
check
it.
my closet doors.
Oh yeah.
And just do stuff like that. But anyway, I don't know. But Louisiana. So tell me about that. Your family's from Louisiana.
Yeah, and then everybody kind of migrated over here, and then my grandma set up shop. And
do you guys know that's why Bay Area culture is why it is? Because of Louisiana.
Really?
Because a lot of the families came from Louisiana to the port jobs that were going on in Oakland.
Right.
A lot of them came as single men. A lot of them came as families.
Right.
So a lot of the families that are in Oakland, a lot of them have great distinct relations from people in Louisiana.
Yeah, it's really crazy. Like you said, like I think in Palo Alto at the time when they moved here, I think there was only like 2 jobs. There was only like 4. Like Ford had a job, and then like I think it was like AT&T or some crazy shit.
He came at a crazy time. What time?
It was like 19. Like she was born in 37.
Early 1900s.
So like yeah, so she was.
And he built the house.
They built the house. They said it was a sand lot, and my family. Crazy fact, my family is the Robinsons.
Your dad bought a sand lot.
My granddad,
crazy.
Yeah.
Yo, that's crazy.
It was a dirt lot. They bought it, and it's like, and also too like, and during the time like the early 70s, 60s, there was 5 black families that lived in Palo Alto, and we're one of them. And there's
like a crazy history fact.
There's only 2 left, and we're one of them. So on that same street, it's crazy as fuck.
This is there was only 5 black families
that owned house, like owned property on that, and they all lived on the same street.
That is a wild fact.
Crazy.
Because I have like the owning part, right?
Yeah. Because a lot of people, and then you look at East Palo Alto, why they're able to try to gentrify it now, is because most of those people, no one owned anything, and everybody
but it's predominantly black, and no one owned anything.
And no one owned anything. That's why a lot of people moved to Palo Alto. They said, well, you can come get this rent. It's cheap, and stuff like that. We said, no, we're gonna go buy instead of renting. We're gonna go buy. And those people end up buying, and then now you're looking at it years later, moving everybody out, changing everything, and stuff like that. It's fucked up, but I mean,
really fucked up.
It's it's crazy.
You see a lot of Oakland move to Stockton.
Yeah.
I don't know,
they're cleaning it up over there too.
And that's crazy. A fucked up word, cleaning it up. But
I know it is,
but that's the terminology they use, though.
Yeah, like I said too. Look at like
and the property value goes up.
Yeah, like getting rid of sports teams, like getting rid of the Raiders,
getting rid of the Oakland A's too.
It's gonna happen. They're
treating the A's
and
like
they're trash.
They are trash. I'm a big A's fan. I'm not gonna argue with you. We're complete trash. 3,000 fans at a game one time. 3,000 fans?
Crazy. It's crazy. And y'all used to have it popping.
Professional sports team got only 3,000 fans that showed up at one game.
It used to be popping. I heard you guys were like signing people off the streets and stuff to come pitch and stuff like that. Like it's crazy.
It's a really poor structured team. Like they're poor, but it's the whole situation. The stadium is shitty. Mm-hmm. The toilets back up, and what I came to realize is that like. All these people blame the Raiders for leaving and blame do you know how embarrassing it is for you to be a professional sports team owner and like teams that visit your city and go, man, fuck this dumpy ass shit bag.
It's crazy.
It's a shits bag. Like what the fuck?
But people that are from there, I mean, that love the culture and stuff like that, they love that shit. Like I'm not a Warriors fan, but like Oracle used to be popping. The We Believe team was popping.
Thank you. Also, so you know about sports.
Of course, yeah.
So you're right. Our teams kind of sucked, but when they got good, it was like this crazy atmosphere. All my nostalgic times in the Bay Area have to do with my favorite teams doing good, like the Warriors winning, the A's winning, stuff like that. You know what I mean?
I just wish they would almost kind of do like Palo Alto, where Palo Alto's so old to the point where they're like, we can't change anything because it's part of our history. So we're not going to change the way the buildings are structured or certain things.
You like that?
I think Oakland
has that old school look.
And I think Oakland should have done that too, where it's like, nah, like, and something in a contract written like, nah, we're not going to change, this culture that we have here. Because now it's like, what do the people have now? You know what I'm saying? You
can anything. But I do think they need a new stadium.
Yeah, I definitely believe that.
Oakland needs a stadium right off the wharf, right by the water over there.
That would have been lit. And it's still popping.
Do you know about that area though?
No, not too much. Not too much.
So I would take her to Township Commons.
Uh-huh.
That's a really nice place in Oakland where people just walk and it's fun and it's beautiful and it's right by the water.
Yeah.
But that's where they should have their stadium is right by there. It's right by that water area.
It'd be lit.
It'd be great, man. I don't know though, man. The whole shit. Palo Alto. What high school did you go to?
I went to Palo Alto High School and I went to Gunn High School.
What was that like?
Two different, same shit but different shit.
Okay.
I mean, it was because
it's crazy because you got a lot of rich kids there.
Yeah.
And you got a lot of
Yeah.
Good shit there.
So it's like, yeah, got this. It's some spooky shit.
Really? Because it's old, right? Like it's like you said, the architecture.
It's
cut in there, but that's famous that there's
the spooky shit. There's a woman in white.
I've had an Uber tell me that in a cop.
An Uber ride told you that?
The cop pulled him over, and the cop's like, "Oh, you too," and said, "Yeah, keep quiet about that." And he didn't give him a ticket. So I believe that shit's real. A woman in white is in the cemetery. You probably know.
dude, yeah, definitely. Like it's
That gave me chills right now.
Yeah.
it's some Palo Alto
Look,
place.
you know in Niles, because you know how people say they die because the roads are very curvy, there's no street lights, and you can just fall off, right? So my friend, check this out. He was driving down Niles with his black homie. He's a white
Right.
producer, driving with his black artist friend, and they see this old man. They get this old man a ride to the gas station, right?
That's why they fucked up.
They gave, the old man got some gas. They gave him a ride back, right? This is the crazy part. They said right when they were about to flip the bitch to leave, they said they looked back, that old man was gone.
Whoa.
And he was dressed hella old school, like he was from the 60s. Like he had a bug. He dressed like he would be old in the 60s, but old. You know what I mean? So he was dressed like he was from the 50s, right? So like, and you said, and I said, so what are you saying? You picked up someone that was like a ghost? And they're
Right.
like, yeah, that's what the fuck we're saying, bro. Like Ray wouldn't bullshit, bro. And Ray turned white. You know how black Ray is. Like he turned white. And I was like, okay. I mean, ask Ray about this, but yeah, I think Ray confirmed it too. And
Yeah,
cool.
Palo Alto is a really strange. It's an aesthetic, but it's a very strange fucking place. If you're like, yeah, you know what I'm saying.
And it has
really,
a lot of history. In
yeah,
there too.
like you know what I'm saying. Like I said too. I went to Pali, and like you asked me about what was it like. Like
yeah, the students, the culture.
it was just different because like for me, it's like I'm in that environment and stuff like that. But like my family not like rich. Like these motherfuckers are like spoiled rich. Like come
generational rich.
like generational rich. Like you know what I'm saying. Like when high school is over, their parents have a building at Stanford, and they're gonna get in regardless of their grades.
Because
Like
they're giving money to the school. I
Yeah.
hear about that a lot.
You know what I'm saying? And that's real shit. I remember I asked this one dude, I was like, after high school, I happened to run into some homies, and we were just talking or whatever. And I said, like, oh, what school you go to? He's like, oh, I go to such and such school. And I said, well, how'd you get in there? You must have a good-ass grade. He goes, dude, what? He said, I flunked the fuck out. He said, my parents, you know, they paid for my shit.
That's
and I was
just
like, crazy.
so unfair, bro.
It's fucked up. Yeah, it's crazy.
But it is how it works.
Yeah.
It is how it works. Like when you get to a certain level, you get to protect your little generational kids.
Mm-hmm.
It's illegal though now.
Yeah, it's illegal.
A bunch of people got charged.
Yeah, that girl from Full House went to jail, right? That one girl, Lori Loughlin.
Well, cults. They got cults and shit. It's crazy.
They got cults. Skull and Bones. That's just wild, though.
It's wild as fuck.
It seems like there's a lot of power in Stanford, though. So
Oh, there's power all in Palo Alto. There's
Do
a
you
lot.
feel it in the high school?
There's
Do
a
you
lot.
feel it, though?
Hell
Like-
yeah! Like they like the kids. Like they come to school. Like
I didn't feel it at Logan. Like, so it's okay.
yeah, you know what I mean. Like they come to school. Like and also too like you know, and like it's so like different
They
because
come to school privileged. They come to school
oh
to the teacher.
no they come to school like privileged. Like motherfucker, we're coming with Gucci bags and Mercedes Benz and we pulling up in Teslas and shit. And on top of that shit, like we gonna like flaunt this shit in your fucking face.
And that adds to the structure in high school. In
You know what
that
I'm saying?
particular high school.
Yeah, so it's almost like
The popular kids are rich.
Yeah, pretty much. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. And also too, like it was kind of like
This is interesting.
almost like segregated almost because we had this place called like the Wall where it's like all the minorities because they had I think it's called the Tinsley program where all the kids from East Palo Alto they used to be able to come over to school there. Now they got rid of it because they said they want it to be a preppy school. They want it to be a prep school.
That's the thing around
And it's crazy too because I just and also like I said too like where I live is so crazy because
That's
like
the parents not wanting to have their kids associate with other kids because they're paying all this money to live in a certain area.
right and it's
they
just like
want
it's
that
so crazy because I
lifestyle.
live like on the border of Palo Alto like at the end. It's like so I'm in like downtown. Also too I go 3 minutes away. It's fucked up. No, it's, you know what I mean there's some fucked up shit going on in East Palo Alto
It's really nice
too.
in downtown Palo Alto too.
It is.
It's
So
really nice.
so
out
you,
there.
so you get the so I've gotten like the best of like both worlds almost. So it's like I've been able to see, and also I'm a black kid that lives in the burbs. Like you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like that's another
It's gotta
struggle.
be
As
tough for you, bro, because I know you are definitely your way.
Yeah.
and you're from the area. I could tell, but I
Yeah.
can tell they still treat you a certain way.
Yeah.
because the white people out there are different. Like when I do Uber out there, they don't talk to me.
No, I
Like,
know.
they just won't even talk.
Yeah, you know what I'm
And
saying?
it's like a hierarchy. I get it.
You know, and like I said too, not everybody's bad.
Not
There's-
everyone, but
but
there are-
you feel it though. Like you know what I'm saying?
There.
Like, and they asked me in school. I said, "Where are you from?" Like you're from you're from East Palo Alto and stuff. I'd be like, no, I'm from Palo Alto. Like, you know what I mean?
You said that.
Yeah, like,
I
you know what I'm saying?
Because you own property in Palo Alto.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you're not just some hood kid.
And I'm not gonna act like I'm from over the. I'm not, like, you know what I'm saying?
Well, let's face it, it's tough for you because I feel like where I'm at, like
yeah.
I'm an Americanized Asian, so. But there's more of us now. But with you, like, I'm not gonna get along with the hood kids. I'm not.
Dude, I think like Earl Sweatshirt said it best. Too black for the white kids and too white for the black kids. Like, I've really like lived that. Like, me and my homies, like I said too. Like, I remember I go certain places and like I couldn't in the beginning parts. I couldn't hang out with minorities because they were like, "Oh, you talk like this and you dress like this," and it's like what the fuck?
Podcast, doesn't it? Too white for the. That sounds like a good podcast.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
maybe think about that.
You know, so it's like crazy. And then also too with the white kids, they're like, "Oh, well, like you're this and you're that," and then almost like too, and then also like I said too, like we were all into sports and shit. So
that's
they
where
didn't
they
teach.
meet, though, right?
Yeah,
that's
you know what I'm saying. So that's why I played. That's why honestly I love sports, but that's why I played sports for so long because when you're on a team with somebody, it doesn't matter what fucking color you are. It doesn't matter what the fuck you look like, how you talk.
You want to win.
We want to fucking win, bro.
Together.
Like, and that's a bond that you're
together makes it more beautiful.
Yeah,
right?
and that's a bond that you're never gonna forget for the rest of your life. You know what I'm saying? Having a bond with your teammates and stuff like that, especially when you start winning shit. You know what I mean? You're not
That's why I promote sports for youth because it's good team chemistry building.
Yeah, but now these kids don't even go outside. They don't want to play no sports, so it's like it's hella weird. You know what I mean?
Yeah, a lot more kids don't want to play outside. I mean, I came from an era where a lot of kids played outside. You gotta tell kids to slow down, and now no kids are out in the streets.
Yeah, on their fucking devices and shit.
And they're gonna be in the metaverse soon, which is even more scary.
Weird as fuck. They're not gonna know how to communicate and talk to people.
I don't know about that. I mean, communicating in the metaverse is pretty smooth, and it's gonna get better.
Is it really?
It's so ha.
You
haven't done it yet.
I haven't. I mean, because for me, it's like
going into the Decentraland.
I mean, I definitely, like I said, I'm always gonna try some shit out.
I'm thinking about you. People like you are gonna make it cool.
You know what I mean? I think.
You know what I mean? Like
I think it'd be kind of dope. You know what I mean? Go see what it's like.
Like you have to be part of this special social group. So what are the social groups? You have to be a metaverse now to even be in this. Like that. See,
that's crazy. Like I said too, I'm never gonna be the one to like judge something and be like, oh, I don't fuck with it. You know what I mean? Unless I try it. You know what I mean? I haven't tried it, so I can't say, oh, I don't fuck with it. It's not for me. I can't say it until I try it.
Say it. You know, I was just talking to this really hood dude yesterday driving Uber, and he was like, I was gonna become an engineer, but you know, none of the engineers look like, you know. I was like, that's why you need to become an engineer.
Yeah.
Do you understand? So other businesses that look like you and feel what you're coming
break
from
those barriers. Don't use that as an excuse.
They need you.
Yeah.
We need more urban apps. We need you know, like shit like that. So
no, definitely.
I don't know. Shep TheGuider, how'd you get your name?
Well, it started off with I was just going by my first name, and then I was kind of like, let me come up with something better.
Spiritual though, man.
You know what I mean?
At least like it's gonna lead to other things for you.
Right, and then after that, I was going by Stuss. It was Stussy, and then the homies were like, we're not calling you fucking Stussy, and I was like, all right, bet. And so I was like, all right, well, Stuss, and they're like, we still not calling you Stuss, and I was like, fuck. So I was like, let me think of something, and then I kind of thought something this. I want something to be a lot more authentic, and also I don't want to ever. I feel like if you ever do get big, I feel like some artists they kind of forget who they are. And
absolutely, yeah.
You know what I mean? They start kind of getting into that phase. Well, like I got lost in this world of who, you know what I mean? So for me, it's like, no, I want to be authentic to who I am. Like Shep TheGuider is who I am. Like
it's a great name. It's a great name to transition yourself to keep learning. That's what I see.
Yeah, and also like Shep's part of my last name and Shepherd. And then I said, well, what is it? What is a shepherd? A shepherd is he leads the herd. So I was like, all right, well, Shep TheGuider. Yeah. I don't know any guiders, you know what I'm saying?
A lot of great Shepherd Division I players that went to Kentucky and Kansas.
Yeah.
I know that name, it sticks out. I'm big in the last names. I don't know. You play basketball or was it?
Yeah, I played basketball.
Okay, because you got a basketball friend.
Yeah, I played basketball
forward, guard.
I played guard, but I mean, in middle school, you're a little bit taller than everybody else, so I played like center, but you know, I hate
that, right?
I hated it, but I didn't care. I was like, all right, I'm going to do jump ball, but I'm bringing up the ball up the court. And I'm going to try to score every time.
It's tough for the centers, man, because it's almost like a fun position. They're almost taking it out of the sport. Do you notice that? Like,
yeah, I mean, I think like
I think it's the game funner.
I think it's definitely dope seeing somebody 7 feet that could dribble the ball on you know,
Kevin Durant.
You know what I mean? I think it's dope. Also, I like to see that. I think you should have every asset of your game. I think you should have every offensive weapon. You should be able to go to post, mid-range, threes.
Thank you.
Everybody should be able to handle the ball. A hook shot. You know what I mean? But now it's like everybody can handle the ball and stuff like that. So it doesn't. I think basketball is positionless. And I think that's how it should be.
The Warriors are showing that.
Yeah.
Their motion offense is making the need for not having a center.
They don't even have a 7-footer right now.
They don't really.
They
have
got
a
Wiseman, but he's
they
hurt.
have Looney.
Okay,
Looney is their
he's like
center.
6'10", like 6'9".
He's really close though.
He's close.
He's like 6'11".
Well, now in NBA today, now he's a center.
He's
now
our 7-footer.
And if it was like the 90s, he's gonna be a straight power forward, small forward,
yeah.
power forward definitely.
But the game was so much slower than and boring.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Now it's fast paced. They're chucking up more threes. I like it. Look, when I go to the gym and there are no big guys there, the game's funner.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
when there's like a big guy and you don't have anyone to match him up with, it's and they don't even always win the game.
Nah, and
You
sometimes they be
know?
hoot as fuck. Sometimes they can't dribble. Sometimes they can't even.
fuck you up.
They be fucking up everything. I be like, bruh, get it together, bro. You're like 6'8". Why aren't you dunking? I'm 6'2", and I've been dunking since I was like 5'11". So
You're
it's
pretty
like
tall. You done with sports?
I'm done with sports right now, like competitively. But I'll get out there, try to shoot around a little bit here and there.
If it had to be for music, what else would you find yourself doing? You think?
Shit, it'd probably be like, I don't know, probably like coaching or like doing something with like basketball, maybe like trainer or something like that, or I don't know.
Oh, so you would still be in the sports? You would do coaching? You
Yeah,
like coaching?
I think I would definitely still be in the sports because I just love, I love basketball. I
love basketball.
I
too,
loved it like Kobe loved that shit. Like you can ask some of the homies about me,
Bro,
like
Joe, just the chest that goes into it. The fact that I can't be as big as you, but I can still get my shots off and play. And
You know what I'm
compete,
saying?
that
Like,
is everything. to
it's
me.
everything. Like, you know what I mean? I said too, I loved it I loved basketball. I put as much effort into basketball as much as I put into music. You know
I
what I'm
wish I
saying?
knew you guys growing up. I couldn't find basketball guys that would like to play all day. Like,
And I'd be like, bro, let's go play, bro. And they'd be like, nah, dude, we're going home. We got to go, like, practice. You know, and some of the time I didn't have rides after practice, so I'd always stay a little bit later, or I would come early to school, come shoot around like 6 a.m. before school, come back at lunch, go shoot around again, then go after school again, go shoot.
oh, you really love basketball.
I loved it. Like, I loved that
really-
shit like that. Like, and I was like, bro, let's go play. Like, bro, like, nah, we're not trying to like do that right now. Like, no, let's play. Like, and I would even like make the younger players like play me 1-on-1. Like, when I was a senior, I make the juniors be like, but we're going home. But you're not going home. we're gonna play 1-on-1 until, you know, I'd be like, all right, I'm
You
done.
Loved it.
Yeah, and that's the same thing with music. I'd be like, all right, bro, like let's work on it a little bit later. Let's come back to no.
What's your sign?
I'm a Cancer.
So you have a very addictive personality then.
I am. I'm a control freak. I'm a fucking.
It's good that you know that though.
I know
Cancers
that.
are control freaks.
Like
are they
I
not?
know that about myself. You know what I'm saying? Like that's one
But
thing.
there's
It's
a
like
good and there's a bad to that.
it is a good and a bad. You know what I'm saying? Also, too, I think I have a very addictive personality too. Like when I like something, I love
Really
it.
like
I love it all.
That's not bad either. I watch a lot of Joe Rogan podcasts, and Joe Rogan said he's the same way. He has an addictive person. That's why he's glad he wouldn't do coke or anything.
Yeah, that's why I've never done like hallucinogens or anything like that. I've never done
mushrooms.
No, never, because like I said, I'm a control freak. If I'm out of control and a drug has a high on me for 6 hours,
Yeah.
I'd be like, fuck this.
I don't know if you would like being under those influences, because people that like being in control, and I'm someone that likes being in control. I don't like not being in control. But it's also good to kind of let go and do a drug that makes you let go. Like
Right. That's
You did DMT?
no, never.
You have to.
The homies, some of the homies
You
I
don't
know,
have to.
they definitely do.
I think when you don't have to, you're very strong-minded, I can tell. But when you are going through a transitional period in your life where you find yourself ever depressed, then I would be very open to the fact of trying to find some DMT and do it.
No, definitely. I definitely used to smoke weed a lot. I mean, I stopped because it kind of just like, it was just one of those things where I was like,
Yeah,
I was straight like, I was smoking weed before like anybody else was, like when it wasn't cool. Like, you know what I mean? In high school, everybody's like, dude, why are you like lit right now?
Yeah.
Like, can you get it together? I'm like, bro, I'm not hurting you. It's lunchtime. Like, I'm like trying to eat my lunch. Like,
I'm not hurting you.
Yeah, I'm not bothering anybody right now. Like, I'm chilling. You know what I'm saying? And then now it's crazy. Fast forward, when I stopped smoking weed, now everybody and their
Everyone's
mama and their
smoking weed.
grandma smoke
Yeah.
weed. So it's crazy.
I've been smoking weed, but I love weed, and I think a lot of it has to do with the fact that it's so against Asian culture. It's very taboo to smoke. But because I believe my parents did and their parents didn't, so I feel like to me it's like a really new invention. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
For me anyway, but I fucking love
At least try it. Like I said, it's better than all the other bullshit motherfuckers.
it
be
really
doing.
is. But like you said, if you have a personality, be careful, because you
Yeah.
can't abuse it.
Yeah, I was
You
one.
can't abuse it. You feel like you can't do anything without being high. I can't eat. I can't shower.
Yeah.
That's a really bad level. It should really just be a cap off toward life being good. It shouldn't. shouldn't be as a crutch, man. How'd you get into the beat making up, by the way? I noticed you have a friend on there you make beats with.
Yeah, that was Uni. He was engineering. He engineered most of that project pretty much and stuff like that. You know what I mean? I just kind of like brought him my idea. I kind of met him through my cousin, Lenario, who raps and stuff like that. And he pulled me. I pulled up to the studio one time, and he's like, "Yo, I want you to feature on this song." And I was like, "All right." It's still like, and it's not out yet, but I was like, "All right, bet." And then after that, I told Uni, I was like, "Well, when are you free?" He's like, "I'm free whenever. Let me know." I was like, "All right, I'll pull up." And then I said, "Well, I make beats too." And he was like, "You make beats?" And I was like, "Yeah."
How did the connection happen between you?
It was just kind of like we were just in the studio. I think I went in there.
Did you know him prior to the studio?
No, I just met him through my cousin, and I pulled up and we recorded one song. I forgot what the song's called, but it's gonna come out soon. But I made like a little hook, and it took me like 3 minutes to do the hook. And my cousin went first, and he was kind of like trying to figure it out and shit. And he's like, "You ready?" And I was like, "Yeah, like let's get it." Like, you know what I'm saying? So I got in the booth, and I did like a little like singing, and he was like, "Whoa, like what the fuck?" He's like, "What the fuck?" Like,
liked it.
he was like, "Yo, like
Your shit's dope, man."
yeah." He's like, "Yeah, bro, like this is fucking different, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying?" And I think also I think it's also a breath of fresh air for them because I think they make a certain they make a certain type of music, and then I come in there and they're like, "Oh, this motherfucker's different." And then I showed up the next day and I was like, "Hey, I don't have anything written, but I have this beat and I didn't make it, but I was like, I have this beat and I wanna get on it." And then he was like, "All right, well, bet, let's get in the booth." And I got in the booth, and then I made Hometown, which is the last song on the album, Guidance, and I kind of just freestyled it, and I was just singing some shit, trying some shit, and he's like, "Did you write this shit down?" I was like, "Nah, I just kind of just went in there and just it felt right. I wanted to get something done," and he was like, "Yo, this is fucking tight, bro. It's like some different shit." He goes, "Bro, I have to literally like go find some different presets like for your voice because you're singing like you're really doing some different shit."
That's cool.
So after that, and I told him one day, I was like, "Let's make some beats. Like, fuck it. I'm not really trying to record anything. Let's make some beats." And he was like, "All right." And then I said, "Well, let me start recording these sessions." Because from sometimes for me, I don't really like the camera.
I love the recording, the 8 p.m., the 4. I like all that.
Yeah, you know what I mean? So at first I was like, "Well, fuck it. Like, I'll record it myself." You know what I'm saying? Like, just put up the iPhone, put on my phone, started recording it. And after that, and he was like, "You sure you want to record?" He'd never really recorded anything like that, like what I was doing, those videos. So I said, "Well, this would be good exposure for me and you and stuff like that." So I started the phone, we started recording, and then and you watch the videos, the very first beat I made with him, it was just so organic. Like those are like really
together.
That's like really in time, like us sitting there and like and getting into it and stuff like that.
You haven't been doing it that long.
No, yeah, and it's except it was just so quick, and then we ended up making the album. I went there like maybe 4 or 5 sessions. I think we.
Is this something he's doing on the strength? Are you paying him? Or?
Oh yeah, I was paying him to record and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? So whenever I got in the booth to record, I paid him for
the
that.
beat sessions you guys just do.
We just just link up and
that
just
is
like
love, man.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I think it's just dope because for me, I'm the type of person where it's like I just want to work with everybody and I just want to be able to be in the room with certain people and stuff like that. You know what I mean? That's that too. I think it's funny how I started because no one taught me how to do much of this shit. I had to learn this shit on my own. And I used to try to ask some of the big homies that were doing it, like, "Hey, teach me how to do this. Or let me come to the studio with you." And they'd be like, "Nah," I try to, you know what I mean? Yeah. Try to like, like little bro me. And then after that, I just, you know what I mean? Like I started just like figuring it out. And I was like, fuck it. Like I started, but to answer your question, how I started making the beats, I think it was during quarantine. I didn't have a mic. I've been recording I made a project maybe 2017. That's like the first thing I ever made. It was like, end of high school. I made a project with the homie Eric Mathis, and I would go to his house, and he had like a little Globe microphone and just his laptop, and we didn't know what the fuck we were doing. And one day he was just like, "Yo, like, I have a studio at my house. I'm trying to find some other artists." I go, "Well, I don't have any beats." He goes, "Well, I make beats." I go, "You make beats?" He goes, "Yeah." And I started rapping a freestyle, and he goes, "Oh, you rap?" And I was like, "Yeah." So after that, we started working. So we dropped the project 2017, and then he ended up going to Oregon for school and stuff. So then I didn't have any equipment. So then I started just working. After that, I just took a break from music for like maybe from 2017 to about 2019. I didn't do any music, but it was crazy. At that time though, I was always writing though, just always writing. And then I ended up 2020. I ended up buying a laptop, my little mini Akai keyboard and microphone and shit. And I started just making the beats there. I started teaching myself how to sample, teaching myself how to make the beats, and just trying different things and shit like that. You know what I mean? I think I just fell in love with it because like I'm making my sound, and then also like my beats weren't they weren't good. You know what I mean? So I would try to give them out to anybody to rap on. They'd be like, we don't know about these beats. You know what I mean? So I was like, all right, bet. Well, fuck it. I'm gonna start rapping on them then and stuff like that. And started just practicing. And every day I wouldn't leave the basement. I'd just be in there I wake up at 6 a.m. and I just stay in the studio till it was dark outside. And then I would literally, every time I would come upstairs, my siblings would be upstairs, I'd be like, all right, listen to this song. I got this new song for you. Listen to this shit. And they'd be like, that's whack. You know what I mean? And your siblings, they give it to you real, you know what I mean? And they'd be like, this shit is like whack. And I'd be like, all right, bet. But for me, I never got discouraged though. I was always like,
you're getting better though.
I was always like, all right, bet. I'm gonna go back down, I'll run back downstairs, go make another beat, come back up again. So, all right, what do you think about this now? They'd be like, yo, this was 30 minutes ago, and you're back again with another trash ass beat, you know what I mean? And so after that, I just kept just working at it, and then I started just kind of just finding my own sound and shit.
Yeah, it's a development process to finding where you get good with beats and artistry, with lyrics. You know,
right,
what I mean?
right.
And it's good that you get really honest feedback, because a lot of people will just either be nice to you or kind of be negative in the wrong way. To where you don't even
I definitely got a lot of that in the beginning. I remember my first mixtape. I would show my homies. And like, you know, they'd be all like smoking and stuff, and I'd show up with my music on. I'd be like, I put on the speaker, da da da.
Yeah.
And I'd be like, oh, I made this, and they would just be like, it's cool. Like, all right, that's dope. Yeah, that's dope. And then I hear somebody else be like, that shit was, and I hear somebody else, they would be talking like, oh, that shit was fucking trash, and they'd be like laughing like in my face, like, and I'd be like, and I was like confused, like, why are you gonna tell me something dope and then just laugh in my face, like, and I think they kind of took me as a joke. And after that, I was like, no, I'm not joking, bro. Like, I'm really serious. I'm gonna come back and make some dope shit. You know what I mean?
I can't get anyone that does that though. Like
right.
When they negative and they do something like that, and you always think of them, for some reason, man, they burn you.
Yeah,
like
they try to
burns, right? Thinking about them, like.
And then when it gets good, they're like, "Yo, bro, I knew you'd be doing this music shit. It sounds good now." Like, all right.
And part of that is true.
Yeah.
Part of that was that they actually did that.
Right.
I actually do that to some people. I actually listen to someone and say, you know what, bro, I don't think you'll make it, man. And I literally saying that just so I hope he proves me wrong. I want to tell him. I'm like, you know what? This guy's just doing some average ass shit, and he's just being. I gotta tell him something to piss him off, and I'll just be like, yeah, bro, I don't know if you're ever gonna make it.
And I'm like that type of person where it's like I really have like that that Kobe, like Kanye, like type mentality. Like, you tell me something you don't like, okay, well, tell me why you don't fuck with it. And then I'm gonna get back in the lab, because you're not gonna discourage me. I'm gonna get right back in the lab, try to go figure out. That means I need to go work on my free throws, such a shit.
What you have is what I want my successful engineers to have, and that I could tell with you why certain engineers weren't successful, because I would tell them you got to get better. A lot would just keep complaining about the client. And I would tell me, like, look, if the client complains about you and you don't take that personal, and you go back and spit it at the client, you ain't shit.
Right.
And I told a couple of guys out here, like, anytime someone has ever told, even if it was irrational, I would still try to make it happen, because if you can listen to what the public is telling you, spit it out and make them appreciate it, that's success.
Yeah, and like I said too, and I think a lot of people are just afraid to try shit. Why are you afraid? Why are you afraid to try shit?
They don't want to look stupid.
I think it's like sometimes when you start riding a bike, you start with training wheels.
Yeah.
When you after a while,
no one's looking though.
And after a while, you're like, hold on, I can't keep riding these fucking training wheels. I want to go. I want to go faster.
I want to see my chick to see me, or that girl that's down the way. No, I mean, yeah, you definitely do things to level up. But I think embarrassing is just one of them. People are embarrassed to fail. But
yeah.
I am like. I think one of the best things about me was I got embarrassed one time, and I thought the worst of it, like, oh my God, I'm Asian, I'm so normal now, no one else gets embarrassed, you know. And I had to realize, like, I think if you can learn how to be embarrassed all the time and just not let it affect you, that'll make you successful. I don't know what told me that as a kid, but I remember telling myself that, like, you're gonna have to embarrass yourself to.
Yeah, and like I said too, we don't have that much time here. So while we here, let's make this shit fucking count.
It's very short.
You know what I'm
40,
saying?
And it happened like that, bro.
It's quick.
I was just your age.
You know what I'm saying?
A couple of blinks ago.
You know what I mean?
I'm not playing. Like, I really felt like I was 22. Like.
Yeah, you know? and that's how I feel now. So I said I just try to just take it day by day and try to just live in the moment. And I think a lot of people that, you know, when you're doing something that's so far out there, especially like what I'm doing, it's like I said to you, even Palo Alto, like, no one's doing what I'm doing, or even trying to do it at the level that I'm trying to do it at.
So I don't hear a lot. You're 1 in 38.
You know what I mean?
Maybe,
so it's like I'm trying to like come hard and just try some different shit. And I always tell my sisters before she goes to school, I go, if you ain't failing, you ain't trying.
I like that.
So you better you. I hope you're failing at some
like
shit.
that.
I hope
like
you are,
that.
so you can
ain't
try.
Failing, you ain't trying.
You feel me?
It should feel so good to some y'all because I know a lot of y'all failing right now, but it is for something better. Mm-hmm. You only learn off a fail. You don't learn off a win. Hey, my God, we were at the hour mark, man. I know we've been talking for about an hour.
Wow, damn.
I know.
Shit.
Right? Well, you're a good podcaster.
Yeah,
bro.
no, this is lit.
Yeah,
this is
I had a
lit.
great time with you, man.
Yeah.
Shep TheGuider, hope to have you back, man. You're on a busy schedule, but we appreciated him here. You got a song on a phone by any chance?
Yeah.
Could you play to the mic maybe? Let's go out with that. Shep TheGuider, appreciate you. Look him up on Instagram, SHEP TheGuider. He has a song out there on his Instagram I really like called Guidance. I'm not sure if that's the name of the song. I know it's the name of the album. But there's some really good music on there. Your stuff's eclectic, man. It's different. I mean, I used to say it was like a neo soul genre. I don't know what to call it now. you know what I'm talking about? That era? 'Cause I like that era. And
Definitely.
it's not like I like your music a lot. He's gonna play a song on our way out, man. Go add him on Instagram, Shep TheGuider. Great content. You gotta put it real close to it. And we're gonna send him that. You put the real version on. Check it out, y'all.
I'm a superhero in a mad mind, trying to save the world from the red eyes, trying to save the kids from the bullshit. Couple M's in the bank, don't feel rich. Super rich girls, no cleanliness. Says she wanna work out, let me stretch you out with some Benadryl. The pussy so good, it don't seem real. Tarantino films in our head. And we love when we break up, and we hate when we make up. Checking out yourself in the mirror, seeing how it shapes up. Can't color in the lines, don't phase us. I know. It seems toxic, but it's real love. Everything will be good when we wake up. Everything good in the morning. I'll be fine in the morning. Oh, look at when I wake up. Sunshine when you be there in the morning. Everything good in the morning. Fix myself in the morning. Looking in the mirror in the morning. Living on the ground when I orbit. Everything good in the morning. I'll be fine in the morning. Oh, look at when I wake up. Sunshine when you be there in the morning. Myself in the morning, looking in the mirror in the morning, living on the ground when I orbit. Workaholic in the studio, like I'm Kobe posted in the post. Now they play me on the East Coast. And Palo Alto at the slideshow. Hoes throw it back on the beat though. 100 eyes on the gram for a freak show. Keep the brim low, incognito. Remember when they went and play me on the ground though? They been sipping on me
We're gonna end
like
the podcast, man. I love what Shep got out here. Go look at it. What is this song called?
This one's called Early Bird.
Early Bird. It's on the Guidance album.
Yes, sir.
Okay, man. Look, Shep, great interviewing with you. Great music. Appreciate you having on. Any last word before we get out of here?
Go listen to the album Guidance on all streaming platforms. And thank you guys for having me. This is pretty dope. You know what I'm saying? I definitely fuck with you guys heavy.
We appreciate you as well, sir.
Thank you.
We're going to get out of here. Go get it, y'all. Guidance out now with Shep TheGuider. One Love to All Create podcast for Shep TheGuider on Spotify, YouTube, and everywhere out now.
On the beat.